Y'all stop whatever you're doing to watch this video. You are not going to believe what I do with this Dollar Tree plastic clipboard. Hi everyone, it's Sherry. I hope that you are having a wonderful day. This is amazing. Stay tuned. Welcome to my channel, friends. Thank you so much for being here today. I truly appreciate it. And thank you to everyone who supports my channel and supports me in such a positive way. In a recent haul video, I shared with you some of the items that I bought, and I told you that this was one of my favorite items. And it is. And it also comes in a pink and mint color. I shared that in the video as well. I'll have that video linked so that you can see this and all of the other amazing things that I bought. Y'all, I am so excited to bring you today's project. It's practical, it's stylish, and it's easy to do. What in the world am I talking about? Well, here it is. I am talking about this beautiful tabletop or desktop unit. It is so easy to make, and it has so much potential. I loved the blue and the white, so I played off of that to create this. And then I used 2 packs of those mini drawers to create my little sections here. And then right here in the middle, I added a chipboard pencil holder. Hopefully you can see that, but y'all, super easy. And guess what else I did? I took some of those Dollar Tree magnets that I also shared with you in a video, and I covered them so that I would have a nice cohesive look. And then of course I created a little piece of stationery just to give you an idea of ways that you can use this. You can take this and we can use one of our magnets to attach something to the bulletin board portion of this, or you can use the clip portion of the clipboard to hold something. Y'all, is this not the cutest? Is this not one of the most stylish hacks you've seen on YouTube? I think that it is, and I think that a lot of you are going to enjoy making something like this. My guess is I'm making this whole station for under $6. Now you really cannot beat that, and with kids going back to school or some people going back into the workplace, this is a great item to send them off with. So let's flip to the overhead camera because y'all know what time it is. It is time to make this. So here's a closer look at today's awesome project. Y'all, this is so stinking cute. It is cuteness overload, and I cannot wait for you to see how easy it is to make this. But I wanted to make sure that you got a really nice close-up look at how well this is constructed. And here on the back, I'm probably going to leave it blank because I need a place to put the magnets so that I don't really have to put them here on the front. I want to be able to magnetize from the back so that I don't have magnets showing on the front. You can do it however you like. You can put your magnets on the front, and then you can put one of those nice Dollar Tree pegboards here on the back so that you can hang some of your tools. Completely up to you, but I can also add some little Dollar Tree hanging clips here on the back and add my tools that way. I think I'm going to do that. So here's what I use to make this. I'm going to be using 2 of the Dollar Tree mini drawer sets. Then I have my clipboard, which is also $1.25. I'm using the blue and white again because I like how this looks. I'm going to be using some chipboard because I want to make sure that my pencil holder is firm, and I want to make sure that I have this whole thing sitting on a nice firm base. I have 2 pieces that measure 9 1/4 by 5 1/2, and then I used some sticker paper and just printed some sheets. And to put it together, I will be using E6000 as well as a little bit of hot glue. I am just going to go ahead and remove the protective plastic that's on here. And if you haven't seen the haul video where I share this as well as the other color that I was able to find, check that video out because I have a lot of interesting items in there, but I just could not wait to use this clipboard because when I saw it, I immediately got this particular idea. So I am just removing the plastic, trying to get it all. And then we're going to remove the plastic from these. And then what we'll be doing is we're going to be taking these and we're going to glue them to this piece. And we're going to make sure that the bottoms of these align with the bottom of our clipboard. And your spacing in between is truly determined by you. So when you make yours, your spacing in between will probably differ from the spacing that I use, but I will show you the process on how I'm going to figure out the spacing. But for right now, I want to put these down, and this is the order that works best for me. And because you do want to get a good hold on this, E6000 is what I'm recommending. But if you have another strong adhesive that is very quickly going to bond plastic to plastic, go ahead and use that. I am going to use a little bit of hot glue to help hold everything in place while my E6000 sets because I don't want this moving. So this is what I have decided is the best positioning for me. So I'm going to go ahead and just start putting on some of the E6000. And when I put the E6000 on, I'm going to go across the bottom, add some here, add some here, add some here, and add some here. And then I'll put just a little dollop of hot glue to help hold everything while the E6000 sets. And y'all, again, I'm almost through my tube of E6000. That didn't used to happen. I used to have to cut the bottom off, or I'd have to get a brand new tube because of the clogging. But y'all know we are now using oil on the tip, and that stops the clogging or the sticking from happening. So I'm just going to put a little bit of hot glue right in there. And I'm going to take this and starting from the bottom, I'm going to decide where I want it. And now I'm just going to slide this over to get that E6000 that has oozed out. And I'm going to stand it up just to make sure that we're sitting nice and flush. And it looks like we are. Oops. So now I'm going to take the second one and I'll be doing the same thing. I'm going to place some E6000 here, some E6000 right here. Then I'll go along the bottom with my E6000. And I'm going to place E6000 this way as well. Now I'll take just a little bit of hot glue, put some hot glue right in there, just so that I can get a nice temporary hold. And I'm going to take this, and basically I'm eyeballing. I'm not putting down the hot glue portion yet, but I am eyeballing where I'm placing this. Oops. Then I'm going to stand it up just to make sure that I have it somewhat even. Definitely it's not going to be perfect, but using that hot glue helps to give us that immediate stick that we want. So I'm going to take this and clean my nozzle. You can even use vegetable oil or olive oil, canola oil, baby oil. Whatever you want to use, just to make sure that you have an oily residue around that nozzle. You can even use petroleum jelly. Just make sure that it has something on it that's going to resist that glue from sticking. So now that we have these two pieces on here, I am going to set it to the side because we are going to let it dry. a little bit before we move on with that part of the project. I am going to bring in my 2 pieces of chipboard that measure 9 1/4 by 5 1/2 because we're going to join these 2 pieces together because I want a nice firm base on this. So I am just going to get these lined. Like this. And that gives me a nice sturdy base. And now I'm going to peel away the tape backers here. I actually applied the tape backers before I decided to use sticker paper, but it's also not a bad idea just to put down a little bit of tape with the sticker paper because sometimes the sticker papers are not as sticky as you might want them to be. So I'm going to take this, let's just straighten it a little bit, and I'm going to put this down. And then we're just going to smooth it, and we have a nice stick on that. Y'all, I am just going to miter my corners here, and then we can fold over. See how quick this project is? It doesn't take a whole lot of time, and it doesn't take a whole lot in the way of materials. If you don't want to print your own paper, use some peel and stick wallpaper. Use some sheet paper. Use some regular old scrapbook paper. You don't have to have the printed paper like I have here. You could certainly find some papers that are going to work just fine for you. So we're going to take this and I'm going to fold over on all 4 sides, and then we'll get this nice and stuck. So now I'm going to take my big old spatula and just go along the edge to sort of square everything. Gives it that nice professional look. So now I'm going to take this piece that is cut at 5 1/4 by 8 1/2, and I'm just going to place it on the bottom to cover that open area that was there. And I'm still going to make this the bottom because it does have the seams. So I'm going to flip over so that we have a seamless top. And then we're going to bring in this piece and we're going to put it down on this piece. So I'm going to turn this over to the side so that I can turn it upside down and show you what I mean. We're going to put it on this piece like this so that we have a border going all the way around, and I'm going to try to have a nice even border. And again, I'll be using E6000. So I'm going to take my E6000, which is going to come out nice and easy for me because I'm using the oil. And I am going to place some E6000 here, here, go around to here, as well as here. And then I'll place just a little bit along the front. And if you hear the landscapers, guys, I apologize, but since I'm putting the E6000 down, I don't have a chance to stop the recording when they might come by my window with the lawn equipment. So I am just putting some right there. I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to put it down, and then I'm just going to sort of move it around to get it into place. And once it's in place, I'm going to give it a moment to set, and I'll be able to hold it up and show you what I did. But I'm just pressing down here to get that E6000 to make contact with the plastic and the paper. And we do have a nice hold here. Go ahead and wipe this with my oily cloth and put my lid back on. Okay, so we do have our base on, and it's pretty dry. The E6000 takes to paper very quickly. So what I wanted to show you was how I did the spacing. I wanted spacing on all 4 sides, even the back. But as I was looking at the back, I thought it would be nice if I covered the back in this beautiful paper. So that's what I'm going to do, and that caused me to have to print another sheet because I needed part of that sheet to be able to do the back, as well as if I decide to put some here. I don't know yet. I'm holding off on that. But I also have to do my magnets. So we're going to take this piece. I'm going to take my scissors and just round the ends a little bit because this is a rounded clipboard. And of course my rounding is not going to be exact to how this clipboard is rounded, but I am following that shape. So when I put it down, I'm going to put it down so that it's covering my little dots here. So I'm going to peel away my tape backer. And I'm going to take this and basically, and we're going to put it down like this. So we will have somewhat of a white border, but I think that this adds a very cute back. And I could have placed my magnets underneath here, but I don't think I want to do that because I want to be able to control on the board where I actually stick something down with the magnet. So if I place them underneath, then I'm pretty much limited to using those spots and those spots only. So now I have this little opening here at the bottom. I am going to take just a little piece, cut it off like this, and I'll peel away that backer. And I need to round the bottom here. I forgot about that, y'all. So I'll round that. And then I'll round here. And I am using non-stick scissors, so it's not going to stick to it. I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to put it on like this. I could have matched my flowers better, but that's okay. So now we have a nice back on this. So even if you do have it sitting out on an open air desk or table, you can see how nice that back looks. All right, so on this one, I created a 3-sided insert that I slid in. I don't think that I want to do that on this one. I think I'm going to keep this a little bit more open. So what we need to do now is we need to figure out the size of the opening here. So all I'm doing is taking my ruler and looking at what that size might be. So I'm going to go with about 1 1/4. That might be too tight, but if it is, I'll cut it down. And then I'm going to go with a height of 3 3/4. So I'm going to be using a chipboard piece that is 1 3/4 by 3 3/4. Originally, I had planned to 3-side this with these chipboard pieces, but I don't want to do that. So I am just going to take this piece. This is already 3 3/4. So I am just going to cut off a piece that's 1 1/4 of an inch wide. We might have to trim it if it's too wide. So I'm going to take it and put it right here in the front to see if it's going to go in and to see if I need to remove any. And I like the snugness of this, but I can see that it's too tall. So I am going to take off just a little bit of that height. All right, so I'm going to take this piece. And I do want to cover it in my decorative paper. So I have a little bit of tape here. And I'm actually going to add some tape to the other side because for some reason the chipboard does not stick to my sticker sheet as well as it does to just regular paper. So I'm adding some tape. You don't have to. I just want it to be a little bit extra careful. Then I'm going to take it, cut this here, and flare out. Go across the bottom. And then I'll cut it here. And let's flare out at this point. So now we can take this And we're going to fold it over because we're going to be putting E6000 on the side, so I really don't need to add any paper to the sides. So now I'm going to take this, put it in right here, doing my little test fit. And you can see how that's eventually going to end up looking once we have everything nice and done on it. Y'all, I love it. So I am going to take my E6000 and I'm going to run some E6000 along the side here. I'm trying to run a really thin bead because I don't need a whole lot. Put some on the bottom. And I'm going to put some here. And if you haven't worked with E6000 before, just make sure your area is nicely ventilated because it does have a strong odor at times. So I'm going to take this and just wiggle it down into place, getting it where I want it. Slide it back just a little bit. Seeing if that's straight. Then I can push down. And then we just need to let that dry. And once it dries, we're going to have a nice place to be able to put in some pins. You can put your scissors in. You can put maybe even a roll of tape. Let's see. You can even put in a roll of tape. So we're going to let that dry, and while it's drying, I think I am going to create the little toppers for this. So the sizing of the raised portion of this is 2 7/8 by 4 1/4. So I'm going to cut my pieces down to 2 3/4 by 4 1/8. Hopefully I'll have enough here to be able to get 2 pieces at 4 1/8. And now I'm going to take these 2 pieces and we will put them on like this. But I do think that I am going to round my ends just a little bit to give them a better fit. All right, so I'm going to peel away the backer. We'll take one piece, put it on right there, and then we'll take this piece and put it on right here. And now we have covered the top. Y'all, I really do like the clean simplicity of this. It is so simple. And even if you wanted, you can cover this. I'm not. I think that's a little bit much for me. But if you wanted to, you can certainly cover this. I like that frosted look of these. I'm going to cut away a piece of the scrap because I don't want to use it all for the magnets. And all I'm going to do at this point is peel away the backer. And these magnets are pretty easy to cover. I'm just going to put them down like this and like this. And I'm just going to separate them because that makes it easier to actually get this stuck around the magnet. So I'm going to take my magnet and I'll do one with you and I'll do the other 2 off camera, but I just have my finger blade and I'm going around the edge of the magnet and I'm turning the magnet and I'm cutting. And then I'm just going to take my nail file and just go around the edges until I have a nice smooth covered magnet. I think that that is so cute. So I'm going to do the other two off camera and I'll be right back. All right, y'all, so I have my 3 little magnets and I think that they are going to be absolutely adorable on here. I'm just going to line them all up on the side for the time being, but of course I'll move them around on the board as need be, but I'm going to take 3 of my little disc magnets and they'll go on the back. So I'm going to take 1 and all I have to do is put it here and it's going to find that. I'll take another one. Let's put it there. It'll find that one. And I'll take my 3rd one. Let's put it there so that it can find that one. And so now you can see that we have these nice magnets that coordinate well with our little set here. You don't have to go as far with yours as I'm doing, but I think it adds something extra to cover it with the buttons, because what I had before was pink and blue magnets and they kind of took away from the whole look of this. But you can see on the back how my button magnets are right here, and anytime that I want to move this, I just move it and the magnet follows this. And I'm just doing this to show you how you can create a nice little gift set if you wanted to gift this to someone or if you wanted to treat yourself. So I'm going to take this piece that measures 3.5 by 4.5. We're going to lay it on top of this piece that measures 3 3/4 by 4 3/4. And you can see that we have that nice little border there. I think that's cute. And then we're going to take this and we're going to put it on this piece to give us a finished look. So now I can just peel away that backer sheet. We can take this piece and we can put it on this piece. And y'all, these are really the simple and inexpensive ways that we can customize a lot of what we're doing. It does not have to be expensive to be able to make something like this. But now I'll take this and I'll put it on and we have this beautiful, beautiful set. And I'm demoing this today because the idea came to me when I saw the clipboard in Dollar Tree. I knew that I was going to make this because I already had made something with these, and I'll have that video linked as well. But I like how this works. These little cube drawers work with so many other things. So for me, this is one of those projects that I would do for me, whether I was demoing it to you or not. But I am doing a demo, and I hope that this is something that you have found enjoyable and doable. I think that anyone would love to receive something like this as a gift, or if you wanted to keep it for yourself, to put out on your desk at work, or to put in your home office, or to put anywhere where you might need a little bit of organization. Here you go. So I am going to take this, take my finger blade, and put it in. Very quick way to store those littles that we have out. So I have brought this first one back in so that you can see how absolutely fabulous these really are. Wasn't this a lot of fun? I think it was. I think taking the ordinary out of the back to school section and turning it into this, fabulous. Simple, functional, elegance. That's one of the things that we do on my channel. Yes, we do a lot of paper crafting. We do a lot of other types of paper crafting as well. I love doing Dollar Tree hacks because the possibilities in that store and other stores are endless. And for me, I'm always looking for ways that we can make usable crafts with the things that I hack from the Dollar Tree. And this is most certainly usable. So I hope that you have enjoyed this video. If you have, please hit that like button. If you're not a subscriber to my channel, all day, every day, you're going to get my best. And I would love to have you subscribe. So hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the notification bell so that you will know when I upload a new video. As always, my beautiful crafty friends, please be safe, be kind, and be the reason someone smiles today. Happy crafting, and we'll chat later. Bye.